Hello guys and welcome. If you've been rummaging pages of Aliexpress lately, the chances are you probably came across these pair of watch here. What they're usually called is either Torntisc or Lemfo, and the model of this watch is H6. So let's open it up, see what's what, and talk about this watch a bit more in detail today. So it comes in a box like that. Nothing fancy over here to see whatsoever. It took just over 2 weeks to arrive from China to UK, and currently these pair of watch do sort of go for between $18 to $25 US with a free shipping. So when you open the sleeve up, obviously you present it with this plastic lid, if you like. I'm not particularly a huge fan of the way this packaging is designed, although it looks alright, but when it came it looked a bit messy, so therefore, you know, if I was to order it for someone's present, I probably wouldn't bank on it. So let's put the watch aside and just see what else comes in the box. Also, obviously there's a charger for the watch, and you also will get a manual, which is absolutely humongous, and I'm not really sure why do you need so many pages to use such a simple watch. So the charging, it's alright, it's okay, but I do have some issues with it. So it's a better design in my opinion, rather than those magnetic chargers, because what you have to do is you have to put your watch in physically. So the watch goes in like that, and then the charging case clicks. So therefore, you know, the watch is secure in the charging dock. So if you accidentally knock it, it won't stop charging. It will keep on carry on charging. But the downside of this system is obviously this locking mechanism is made out of plastic. So I'm just, you know, I'm assuming that sooner or later this flimsy plastic will probably break, and I'm not sure what you meant to do afterwards, but it's just a one little. So I've ordered this watch with a metallic magnetic bracelet because I think it looks much better that way. You can also order this watch with a silicone bracelets, bands, and obviously it will be cheaper, but I don't think it looks as nice as it is in this particular set. On the back of the watch, it's all plastic. It looks a bit more like a golf ball. It's got that texture to it. Obviously this is where your sensor is, and your charging dock sort of connection is as well, and nothing else is there. The body of the watch is all metal, it's not plastic, so it's a fairly robust sort of design. It's not to everyone's liking for sure, because it's a very simplistic, and it's also a very sort of sharp, very futuristic design, if you like. So not your classy look, if you like. So not everyone's sort of everyone's taste. So you're gonna have to decide it for yourself. So what you presented then with is a, obviously it's not a Gorilla Glass, but it's a hardened glass, so it shouldn't be an issue, it shouldn't scratch. It's 1.28 inches and it is 240 by 240 resolution. It is IPS matrix, so no AMOLED here. And inside of the watch you'll find 200 milliamps battery. My experience, they usually last between 4 to 5 days. You also will get an water resistance here, which is rated at IP67, meaning obviously that random splashes, you know, when you do your dishes, or if you accidentally went into a shower and forgot to take your watches off, you know, it's not going to damage it. It will be absolutely fine. It has a Bluetooth 5.0, so you shouldn't see any sort of delays or any disruptions between the connection between the watch and the phone itself. Here's the display. You can see it's fully round, it's not square, it's none of that silly business. Now let's talk about the menu itself. So if you swipe from top to bottom, you'll be presented with this quick setting menu. Obviously your torch, you can control your brightness, you can turn on and off your do not disturb mode, you can turn on and off your vibration, and you can jump into quick settings here, which obviously will be something like to turn, you know, change your wallpapers and change your, you know, the way your screen works and all those things. So if you scroll from left to right or from right to left, you will go into exactly the same menu, which is your recent data from obviously how many steps you've done per day or calories you burned and all that stuff. You know, just a quick glance. You can measure your heart rate. You can measure your blood pressure here as well, and it will sort of come back to the main menu afterwards. Now, if you scroll from bottom to top, this is where it starts to be interesting. So state is exactly the same information what we've just saw just a minute ago. Obviously, you know, how many calories you burned and all those things. Heart rate and obviously your blood pressure. And then you've got sports mode, which really starts, not here, let's just scroll up a bit. So it starts from running, you've got climbing, walking, hiking, obviously riding, football, and all those, you know, it's tons of sports. And right at the bottom, it will say swimming. But like I said, I wouldn't recommend to take this watch swimming, because the chances are you're probably going to ruin it. Then you can see your sleep tracking from the night before, obviously just a quick glance. And then you can jump into your notifications. You can only see 3 latest notifications that have been sent from your phone to your watch. Let's just come back to that. And the way to see them is obviously you click, you see what it says on the screen. You can scroll, you can read the message, you can read the second message, you can read the third message, but there's nothing else you can do with it. You can't answer back, you can't delete them. It's all done automatically by the watch and the app used on the phones. Obviously then it's your usual stopwatch, so you can track your time whilst running laps or racing around in the car or whatever. Obviously your counter, so you can it's like a timer, so you can set your timer to minutes given, or you can set it to any time you want, so up to 24 hours. The negatives about this watch here is obviously there is no music control, so when you play your music you cannot control, and most watches do have that nowadays. The IP rating, I'm not too sure about, you know, it should have been really IP68, so you can take it for a swim and all those things. Limited watch faces, which we will see in a second. And just before I'll do that, let's just quickly jump in and see how it measures the heart rate. So obviously that's the measurement from before, because when it starts to read, you'll see the numbers change. But right now, so you can see, that's the heart rate. So the app is called F-Fit. It's a very basic, it's a very straightforward app. Obviously the first page here, which says health, it shows you all the information that your watch managed to gather in the past couple of hours or 24 hours. Same is repeated in data, which is the second option. There's also care option at the bottom, and that's purely to connect 2 pairs of watches. So for instance, if your friend or your member of family has the same watch, you can connect together and you can track each other's sort of, you know, the sort of how well you're doing with your regime and sport and all those things. In the last menu, which says mine, I don't know why, but here's obviously our watch. It's H6. You can see the battery level and all those things with a blue huge button in the middle. It says dial center. So if you press that, this is where you'll find all your watch faces. And like I said, there's 21 of them. The watch's been out for quite some time, and obviously this library hasn't expanded at all, so what you see now is what you're gonna get. Don't be fooled, you're probably not gonna get any more. But they are versatile, they are quite informative, and so therefore, you know, everyone will find a watch face to suit their needs. At the bottom, obviously, you can set your targets, so your moving targets, how many steps a day you want to take. Sleep target as well is quite useful, so you set yourself a target, and the watch will remind you when you should go to sleep, when you should wake up, and all those things. So now we'll go to our watch at the bottom, at the top, and this is where the magic happens. This is where you set most of the stuff for your watch. So those toggles here, obviously I've got them on, so incoming calls, this is what's going to be duplicated on my watch, so all the information there. So any SMS, like text messages coming through onto my phone, will be shown on my watch. Also, you can have your continuous heart rate monitoring on, but like I said, that will drain your battery, so be warned. And obviously this lift the wrist screen, I don't know why this weird translation is there, but this is basically when you lift your hand up, the screen will turn on, which is brilliant for most of the part. But when you go to bed, that function will continue. And so in the middle of the night, when you when you rustle in your bed and you accidentally lift your wrist, the whole room will be lit up with light. So I decided to turn it off. If you click more, there are further more options that you can set. So meeting reminder, I don't know why it's there, but it's there for you if you need it. So you can set a reminder for meeting with someone later on. Drinking water reminder, which I had. So you set the intervals when you want to drink, when you want to take some water, and the watch will vibrate and will show you the sign that you should go and have a drink. Same option here if you sit too much, maybe you work in the office, maybe you spend too much on the couch. Obviously your watch will vibrate and will remind you to go and do something, and do some exercise now and then. Medication reminder, which is excellent. So if you're on a regular medication and you forget about to take your pills and all those things, this is where you can set it to remind you that you should take your pills. Obviously your alarm, and right at the bottom it says third-party settings. This is where you take all of the apps available, and obviously you can see the most most common ones like Skype, WhatsApp, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Viber, and all those things, Snapchat, Instagram. And if you put it on, they will obviously send all the information to the watch as well, but you have to turn them on manually down here to receive obviously all those bits of information. So going back, there's not much more else to do in this app. Obviously you can set some preferences here, but that's basically it. That's what the app looks like. Right guys, now just to sum up today's video, obviously how I feel about this watch. Like I said, they do cost between 18 to 25 US dollars, depending when you're gonna buy them and who you're gonna buy them from and all those things. I'm not particularly impressed with this watch, although it looks alright and some people will absolutely love it. Options such as control of your music and all those things, and obviously water resistant rating. For me, it's a huge no-no. Obviously, like I said, the aesthetics of the watch as well, the design of it, is not going to be to everyone's liking. And right this minute, it's like I said, the watch that I wear personally is the one that you've seen before. It's obviously it's the P8, and for the price of it's so hard to beat it. It's incredible because they only cost half the price of obviously our H6 here. But they do deliver by far more. So it's obviously it's up to everyone's taste, and it's up to you to decide whether you like it or not. So anyways guys, I hope this video has been useful, helpful. If you've got any questions, please do not hesitate. Obviously comment down below. I'll do my best to answer any questions that you've got, and look forward to more videos in the future. More videos will be coming, and I've got tons and tons and tons of products that are currently being delivered from China, from Aliexpress, and we will be reviewing those fairly soon. And if you have any suggestions, if you have any products in mind that you would like to see, once again, leave it down in the comments and I'll see what I can do. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.